Hi, Purpose Posse, and thank you, Jennifer Longmore, for this opportunity. My name is Alana Campbell, and my business is You Have a Life Plan. And I'm a family dynamics and life purpose specialist, and I specialize in family, self-mastery, physical and mental health, and entrepreneurs. And basically, I use 4 systems to really understand how we're very unique. So the first system is human design, and I like to work with families so that they can understand how we are each different and how we affect one another. I really like to work at showing how we're different across the generations. So there's a lot of forgiveness of the way my mom is different from the way I am and different from the way my son is. We can't expect the same from each other. And when you look at these designs, you can really forgive your mom for who she is because that's just how she's designed, and you can really treat everybody as an individual. So there's a lot of healing there. And also looking at relationships like me and my husband and how he energetically affects me, and that it's not personal. So we can really be very compassionate with each other for where we're at. And then this is kind of like, I guess, energy math. When you put a family together, you kind of lay their human designs on top of each other, and you can see what areas you as a family are going to be sort of struggling or lacking in, so that you don't feel so bad that, you struggle in an area that other families seem to have no problems in. And something that is may seem odd for other people is actually normal for you. So for example, for me, I had anxiety when I had both my kids. I was always worried something was going to happen. But because we're lacking in one area, it's normal for me to have anxiety because there's a chance that we might lose a child when we're in public, just because that's the dynamic of our energy. So I should be on high alert. So it's just about normalizing people's experiences. And then the other system that I use is called soul contract. So basically so where human design is like how each other's energy affects the other, soul contract is what are you drawing into your life? So like, for example, my son is drawing disempowering experiences to him so he can learn how to step into his power. His name was making his life harder, so we actually changed his name so that he could start to voice where he's at. And he was 5 years old at the time, and he started to be able to voice what was going on for him at school and why he felt that the environment was actually abusive. And so he was able to remove himself and basically heal from the trauma of being in school, and then go back and say, this is how I want to be treated. And, that's pretty huge for a kindergartner to be able to go back and speak up for himself. And that was just with like a name change, like just spelling his first name a little bit differently. And then the next system I use is the gene keys. And the reason I love the gene keys is because you can see that we're all work in progress. So you can see that, somebody who, for example, if I look at my son, he is sometimes really complex in what he's trying to share. And sometimes it's like a little bit too much. And if you look at the gene keys, you can see that complexity leads to simplicity, and he's here to be a teacher. And that's just like one circle on his gene key path. But for parents, this is like the light at the end of the tunnel when you're like struggling with your child, and you can kind of look and go, well, this is who they're trying to become. And you have to start somewhere to get somewhere else. And the soul contract also has that kind of component where I know that my son is going to be here to hold space for people, to heal, to laugh. And so he's going to great places, but because of some of the things in his design, it's a little bit hard for him to get there, because as a lot of us know, we tend to have very challenging experiences so that we know how to hold space for people. And then the final system that I've been training in for almost a year, so I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but that's astrology. And I really like astrology because it shows us like timing. For example, not all of us are going to learn our place in the world by a certain age. Some of us may understand this at 18. Some of us may take till we're like 28 to understand this. And so for parents, it's kind of good to know when you think like, why is my child not understanding what he wants to do with his life? Well, it may be that the way his astrology is built, he will hit that milestone when he's older than somebody else. Whereas you could have a child who seems like, why are they so serious all the time? And it could be that they knew their life purpose from like 1 year old. And so when you look at astrology and you look at how we mature at a different rate, and also what I love about astrology is I think parents spend a lot of time focusing on their kids and trying to make their kids something, something, something. And when you look at astrology, not a lot happens in the early years. Like all of the milestones come up actually at the parents' ages. So I really like to get parents to kind of focus on themselves and their own personal growth. Yes, know your kids, know where they're sensitive, support them, but then they just need time to develop in an environment that is like accepting and loving, and then you can kind of work on you. So it's really like this balance where I support the mom to forgive herself and her worries, and your children are fine and they're going to be okay. And this is what you need to do. And then work on you, because some kids are going to have struggles with their parents no matter what you do. So you may as well do the best you can. Work on yourself. Have this like family that follows its own rules. And I love this saying. So it says, why fit in when you were born to stand out? And that's like basically it. Like, I think that we're all trying to be like somebody else, compete with somebody else, and feel bad about ourselves. And that makes us all sick. And if we can start looking at who we are and who our kids are, and we're all on our own unique journey, and we're all trying to get to different places, and realize that when we become our unique selves, like, nobody can stop us. Nobody can take that away from you. Like, once you develop you, you can't lose that. So that's what I do. Thank you for this opportunity. Bye.